Hey gang, Carl White here. You are listening to Loan Officer Freedom, number one podcast in the world today for loan officers. If you go look at all the great reviews that we have, that puts us solidly in first place. And thanks to you for all those great reviews. That really helps us get us on the front page, and I appreciate you helping me do that over the years. Hey, so on this episode, I'm going to talk about the seven costly mistakes loan officers make with real estate agents that keeps them from getting the referral. Like, in other words, I did some talking with loan officers that were just coming into some of the different programs that we have, and I would ask them, hey, what's keeping you from getting deals from real estate agents? And we would frankly just interviewing them, asking them questions, and we found seven things that really stood out. So that's what we're going to go over here today. And because a lot of loan officers think that the reason they're not getting agent referrals is because of the market or rates are too high or agents are already loyal to somebody else. And sure, I guess those things can play a part, but most of the time the reason is much simpler. And there's a very few fixable mistakes in how they approach real estate agents, and I find that those mistakes are keeping them from getting the meetings, building the trust, earning referrals. So today we're going to walk you through the seven biggest mistakes. So, all right. Oh, and by the way, the good news. So the good news, none of these are permanent problems. Every single one of them can be fixed. And so let's dive into it. All right, mistake number one. By the way, before I get into that, I just had a squirrel. Um, so Jimmy and I, we run accountability groups where we take loan officer and go, hey, I know what to do. I'm just find myself not doing it. I do all these other things and not the thing that I know will actually bring me in business, right? I get all these distractions and everything. And so we started one group in January. So January, I believe it was like literally January 2nd. It was the first meeting or somewhere around there. So, but it was in January. So get this. Hope you don't mind me shouting her out. Um, and I'm reading it here. Rachel Bishop. So Rachel Bishop started this, right? She took the leap of faith, and she started this in January, right? Now in January, which is again based on November and December's results, closed a loan, right? Nothing wrong with that, right? We've all had months like that. Get this, the very next month that she joined the accountability group, she went from one to seven for the month, right? That's a 700% increase. It's amazing. And she was saying, hey, it's not that I learned anything. I just started actually doing what I'd already learned. Here's another one. Michelle Osborne, again, joined in January. March, 5 units. So her story was January 1, February 2, March 5. It's amazing what these we call it accountability with a hug or accountability with respect. It's amazing the results that we're getting from that. So anyway, if you're interested in uh, like ramping up your business, and I guess you are, you wouldn't be here, right? Just go to closemoreloans.com, and tell them you want to talk to me about accountability groups and how we do that in a very, very, very cool way. So, all right, mistake number one, talking too much about themselves and not enough about the agent. That's a big one. So a lot of loan officers, they go into like, look, everybody knows they need to get meetings with real estate agents or all the top producers, right? Because that's by far where most of the closings comes is referrals from real estate agents, right? That's not my opinion. You can disagree on opinion, you can't disagree on a fact. That's a factual information. If you go into Chat GPT and ask it, where do loan officers get most of their closings? It's from real estate agents, right? So a lot of loan officers are meeting with a realtor and they're trying to impress them. So they start talking about their company, their rates, their products, their service, their turnaround times, their process, their team. And before you know it, and I've been guilty of this, is the loan officer's done 90% of the talking. Meanwhile, the real estate agent's sitting there really wondering one thing: how can you get me more deals? Right? That's what they really want to know. The best conversation with realtors are not built on talking, they're built on asking, right? Ask questions. Ask them where their business comes from. Ask them what kind of buyers they want more of. Ask them what frustrates them about their current lender. Ask them, like, where do the deals fall apart? What would do better, right? The more they talk, the more you learn and the more you earn. Because the more you learn, well, it just makes it easier to show them how you can actually help them. And so stop trying to impress them with a monologue. Get curious, ask questions, listen. Mistake number two, and haven't we all done this one? Leading with rates and products instead of results and problem solving. That's another common mistake. So, way too many loan officers lead with rate sheets and loan products, and they think that's the hook. And they think that's like what makes them sound valuable. But most real estate agents, they're not out there looking for a walking rate quote. They're looking for a partner. They want somebody that can help them win more deals. They want somebody that communicates well. They want somebody that actually helps the buyer actually get to the closing table. They want somebody to help them get their leads and turn them into closings. Now, do products matter? Well, of course. Rates matter? Sure. But that's rarely what makes you stand out. Very rarely. Because the truth is that every loan officer says they have great programs. Every loan officer says they're competitive. That doesn't make you memorable. What makes you memorable is when you talk about outcomes. And by the way, the agent's outcome, right? Fewer surprises, smoother closings, better communication, faster follow up, helping convert more leads. That's a big one. Helping rescue deals before they die. That's the kind of language that gets a real estate agent's attention. Mistake number three, not clearly explaining how you actually help an agent make more money. Right? That's a big one. You got to clearly explain that. This one's huge. So a lot of loan officers are actually like valuable to their agents, right? And that's what really sets you apart, right? You have to show how you can actually help the agent. And I find help them close more of the leads that they already have. That's a big one. You probably heard me mention here before that real estate agents, the average top producing real estate agent closes 5% of their leads. 5%. Well, one of the reasons why they talk to less than half of them. Less than half of them they actually contact. And so solving that problem for real estate agents, I find is actually very, very big. Because like when loan officers say I give great service, I really care about my clients, I'm always available. Well, that's nice, I suppose, but that doesn't make you stand out. Because what the real estate agent is wondering is, how are you going to make me make more money, right? That's the question. You got to have a clear answer to that. And again, that's where the program that we teach, called the follow up refer back, becomes so powerful. It's like an agent magnet, right? And it doesn't cost you a dime to do it. So most realtors have a pile of leads never converted, and not because they're bad leads, but because there wasn't enough follow up, or the timing wasn't right, or the lead got busy, or the lead just fell through the cracks. That's a big one. If you can just help them recover one or two of those lost opportunities, that's real money. That's valuable. So instead of saying, "Hey, I give great service," you can say something like, "One of the ways I help agents just like you make more money is I help them re-engage leads that didn't convert the first time." We call it the follow-up refer back. And in real estate agent, if I could help you recover even one extra closing from the leads that you already paid for, that's like free money. That gets attention. That's concrete. That's specific. It sounds different, right? So you need to be able to clearly explain how you help the referral partner get more closing. They don't need more leads. Well, the struggle bunnies do, right? We're not talking about the struggle bunnies. We're talking about the active agents that actually have closings, right? We call them the WQAs, well qualified agent, right? And so when you contact these well qualified agents, you got to be able to clearly explain how you help them get more closings, make more money, save more deals, or the big one, convert more leads, more of the leads that they already have. And if you can't explain your value clearly, um, you know, they're not going to feel it clearly. Number four, being consistent with follow up. We all know this one, right? So this is where a whole lot of potentially great relationships die. So a loan officer, I mean, the classic story, they have one nice conversation, maybe even a really good meeting, and then the loan officer disappears. Or they follow up once or twice, don't get immediate response, and then they move on. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. Referral relationships are built through consistency, not intensity, right? One great meeting usually doesn't create trust, right? Trust is built over time. We know this. Trust is built by showing up, staying top of mind, and the follow up does not have to be complicated. It can be a quick text, an email, simple video message. We have to have the phone calls in there, maybe a useful market update, a script they can use, an invite to a class, maybe a quick success story of how you help convert one. Uh, you you have to stay in touch in a way that brings in value, right? And this is not pestering. This is not begging. It's just consistently showing up with something useful, right? Like, i.e., helping them convert more of the leads that they already have. That's how trust gets built. Number five. Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next. One of the big mistake loan officers do is only reach out when they need business. Gosh, I'm having a slow month. I think I'll start reaching out now. Look, referral partners can smell this a mile away. So if the only time a loan officer calls is when the pipeline is slow, the whole thing feels transactional. That's no good. It feels like, hey, I need something from you. And people don't like that feeling, right? Nobody likes to feel used, right? The best loan officers build referral relationships by becoming helpful before they need something, right? They share ideas. They connect agents to resources. They solve problems. They celebrate wins. They invite them to trainings like the National Agent Mastermind that we do for our loan officers once a month. Huge deal, right? They bring value, right? And that changes the whole relationship. So instead of just being a parasite, you're bringing something to the table, and then over time, business conversations become more natural, right? So you want to be known as a resource, not just a request. Number six, trying to work with every agent instead of the right agents. This one can cause you a ton of time and causes a lot of loan officers to throw in the towel and costing them a fortune in future earnings. Because see, a lot of loan officers say they want agent referrals, so they go after every agent they can find. They just chance upon open houses. They chase everybody, any name, any office, any person with a license, and it spreads them way too thin. Look, every agent isn't a fit, right? Not every agent is active. Heck, most aren't. Not every agent is open to a relationship. Not every agent is worth going after. You want to focus on the right agents, the ones that are actually doing business, the ones that value a partnership, right? The ones that are open to a conversation, right? The ones that have enough activity that the relationship actually matters. This is why having a qualified list matters so much because your time is limited, your energy is limited, and the right agents are better than more agents. Let me say that one again. The right agents are better than more agents, right? You don't need everybody. You just need, frankly, you just need a few. Go, Cora, how many do I need? I find if you take how many closings you want and divide it by zero point 0.7, that'll give you about the right number on your well-qualified agents. So if say, hey, I want 10 closings for the month, 10 divided by zero point 0.7, I don't know, top of my head, what is that, like 13? So I just need to follow up with 13 agents. Number seven, quitting, and this one's last, but it's not last on the list, if you know what I'm saying. It's not the least important. Hell, it might be number one or number two. So number seven mistake loan officers make, quitting too early. Quitting too early. This one right here is probably way more common than most people realize. So a lot of loan officers, they give up right before things would have started working. They make a few calls, they have a meeting, and then they go off on some, I don't know. I'm not even going to say this. You see the idea, the strategies that come. I get the same emails too, right? You get this shiny whistle. Oh, this is new. When you do this, you don't have to do any prospecting. They come begging for you. Hey, there's no magic beans here, right? And so loan officers, a lot of loan officers, they have like on this mistake, they have one meeting, they don't get an immediate referral, and they move on, and they think, well, that didn't work. But see, trust doesn't happen in one single conversation, right? Most great referral relationships are built through like repeated proof, repeated contact, repeat value, repeated professionalism. So a lot of people are not failing because they're doing the wrong thing. They're failing because they didn't do the right thing long enough, right? That's worth hearing again. A lot of people are not failing because they're doing the wrong thing. They're failing because they didn't do the right thing long enough. And I'm not talking about months or years, right? It's just this is not a light switch. My average referral for me was 5.6 contacts. So I would have 5.6 conversations with them before I got that first referral. That was it. Did some come on the first one? Sure. Did some never come? Sure. Average 5.6. And what I found is consistency beats intensity. Consistency beats intensity. You don't have to be perfect, right? Hell, you don't even have to be good. You just got to be consistent, right? You have to stay in the game long enough for trust to form. So, all right. So let's review these seven costly mistakes just real quick. Number one, talking too much about yourself. Number two, leading with rates and products. Number three, not clearly explaining how you can help the agents make more money. Gosh, maybe I should have put that number one. Number four, being consistent with follow up. Number five, only reaching out when you need business. Number six, trying to work with every agent instead of the right agents, the one that actually has closings. And number seven, quitting too early. Now, here's the big takeaway. Really, after like literally getting paid on, I don't know, I was going to say thousands. I'm sure it's well over 10,000 by now. Like I've been doing this a long time at a very, very, very high level, both me and my team. And one thing that I've learned is real estate agents or any referral partner, whether it's an attorney or a financial planner, like whatever it is. But real estate agents, the elephant in the room, right? So real estate agents are not looking for another loan officer. They're looking for a partner, right? They want somebody that understands their business. They want somebody that's going to help them make more money, right? Somebody that makes them look good, right? Somebody who helps them close more deals with less drama. And if you'll just stop chasing all the shiny whistles and start showing up with real value, you're going to separate yourself very, very fast. You don't need 100 agents in your business. You just need a handful of the right ones. Right. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at these seven mistakes and ask yourself, which one or which ones am I making right now? It's likely not all seven. Like just like look at the which one is the biggest for you right now. Fix that one, then fix the next one, and then keep showing up because loan officers that win with real estate agents are not always the most talented. Heck, most of the time they're not the most talented. They're the ones who are the most clear, the most valuable, and the most consistent. Like that's it. And for I'd say likely the number one, like if I was to put these in order of the month, number one that's the easiest to fix. Um, it'll make the biggest difference for not everybody, right? Because all seven are likely playing a part in almost every loan officer. But for me, the real big one is just showing them how you can help them get more closings from the leads they already have. Right? That's the follow up we refer back. Hey, if you'd like to see that program, we'll walk you through it completely. We'll completely walk you through it, not a tease. Not of, hey, if you become a member, then we'll show you the rest. We'll show you the whole thing, right? You can screenshot, like you can do whatever you want to. It's all good. Like, do we want some people to join our membership? Of course. Do you have to for us to be cool with you? No. Because one thing that I've learned, if you want to demonstrate you can help people, actually help them first, right? Help them first. And then when they get the results from that, then you can talk about doing some business together. So if you want us to walk you through the follow up, refer back on how you can help agents close more of the leads they already have and stop this silliness of buying Zillow leads and all this other stuff that just costs a fortune and just nothing comes from it, right? For all practical purposes. Again, go to uh, getmoreloans.com, getmoreloans.com, and it'll take you to a calendar and tell them, hey, I want somebody to show me the follow up refer back, right? And we'll walk you through it, like the whole thing. So getmoreloans.com. Getmoreloans.com. Who doesn't want to get more loans, right? So anyway. Hey, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. And um, I think we've been doing this podcast now, what, like 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, something like that. Hey, I just want to thank you so much for being a part of what we're doing here. Thanks so much for being on this just wonderful journey. And thanks for all the kind notes that so many of you sent me of how this has made a difference, has helped you close more loans, helped you have more of a life, and helped you with your family, support your family in the lifestyle that they deserve and that you deserve. And so, thanks so much for all your kind words of how this has really actually helped you out. So that's these days that's what feeds me, and that's what feeds my desire to keep doing this. It's just hearing all your great stories of success and how it's really making the difference for you. Not just closing more loans, but having a better life for you and your family, and taking all the vacations and paying for the college kids or the college tuition and everything. I just love all the stories, right? So thank you for letting me be a part of it. I say that with all sincerity. So, all right, I think that's it. All right, I'd love to hear from you. Which one of the seven is the one that's going to move the needle for you the most? And then what are you going to do about it? And I'll talk to you right here next week on the next episode of Loan Officer Freedom. Thanks again. Bye bye.